Today I can present you a real giant, the Alcatel One Touch Hero 2. And you will see how big this is if I'm getting it in my palm. This is 6-inch, one of the biggest tab phones I've ever seen. Even bigger than the Note 4, for example, 13% bigger touchscreen. Wow, this is great. And of course, it's great in your palm. We're talking about 82 by 161 millimeters. And weight, 169 grams is not that high. Nevertheless, it's very stable if I'm trying to wind, or let me go to a white background so that you can see there's no problem of black dots going down onto the panel. This is a good working stability, no problem with that. Yeah, but it's not that easy to use with one hand, as you can see here. So thumb is just reaching 39% of the display, so you cannot even reach the opposite corner here of the touchscreen. This is something you need to use with two hands. That's clear, I guess, or with the stylus. But do not compare this one with, for example, the Note 4. You have that sketch thing here. You can, as you can see here, have making some marks or hand screen recognition like this here. This is working, this is okay, but nothing bigger than like you have tons of features on the Note 4. Even this one here, if you want to have some handwriting, math features, you can do things like that. Or at least he should translate this. I do not know why he doesn't. Let me again start over here. 5 by 20. Now he's getting it. And then you can say +5 and whatever, doing even a little bit more complicated functionalities like this one. But it's not comparable with a Note 4, of course. And you have to know what I find not that great idea. You can push the stylus inside here in both directions, but in this one you will see here it's not going totally in this slot. You have to be careful to do it right, then it's inserting totally here. Going back a little bit to the display, yeah, it's big, I told you, but let's go into details. It's 76 by 132 millimeters. It's exactly 6 inches, 152 millimeters, and it's IPS, meaning you have a good viewing angle stability. And you have, of course, Full HD 1080 by 1920 pixels, so coming to a pixel density of 367 ppi. This is exactly the average at the moment, but compared to the price, at least here in Europe, Germany, we're talking about 350 euros at the moment without any contract. So the relation between pixel density and price is 16% above the average. So you're getting 16% more pixel density for your money than normal on other phones of these days. Yeah, for the brightness, I measured 351 candela per square meter. So on nit, as you might know, this is 8% below average. This is quite okay, especially again for the price. You see that typical user interface, a little bit changed by Alcatel, but not that much that you wouldn't know how to use the phone. This is typical Android, of course, and you have a quad-core processor. It's a MediaTek MT6592 to be precise, so you have real 8 cores, meaning you do not have that big little architecture with 4 high cores and 4 low cores. So these are 8 cores with 2 gigahertz. Even you can change each and every core how it's needed, and the RAM is 2 gigabytes. So I'm I'm hoping for waiting for the benchmarks I will do again for the test, of course. So I hope this one will be as good as I hope right now from these paper facts. Yeah, on the other hand, you have, it's really thin. It's 4.8 millimeters on the edge here, and the biggest point here around the corner of that camera is 9.1 millimeters, but in most cases, I measured 7.8 millimeters. That's very thin, that's okay, that's great, but on the other hand, you cannot remove the backside, unfortunately. So you have a fixed battery, lithium polymer, 3110 milliamps, and again compared the relation of the capacity of the battery with the size of the display, and that's the biggest power consumer, you know. This relation is a little bit below average, 14% below to be precise. So we have to see how the battery runtime will be in the test, but could be a little bit low, but that's normal on those tab phones. And coming to the memory, 16 gigabyte internal memory. If you update all pre-installed apps, you have net memory size of 10.7 gigs. And here you have a slot for SD card, officially supporting up to 32 gigs, but I tried out a SanDisk 128 gigs. So the biggest you can get at the moment, at least here in my country. So this is working too, no problem at all. And here down on the micro USB slot, you need a little adapter for some euros. You can plug on, because it's supporting USB on the go, for example, USB sticks or external HDDs or whatever, running with with their own power. Power supporting, so you can have storage as much as you need. Coming to the cameras here on the back side, officially this is a 13 megapixel sensor, and that's correct. The sensor has that dimensions, but compared depending on the size of the photo you choose, you have up to 9.44 megapixels. So this is the biggest real photo resolution you can achieve, 9.44 megapixels. That's, in my opinion, the real size of the camera. But it's not less, but it's not 13 megapixels to be precise. Videos, of course, in Full HD, and on the front side you have here a second camera, again videos in Full HD, and photos with 4.9 megapixels. Yeah, then coming to the internal features, of course, it's LTE, 150 megabit per second. You have dual cell HSPA, meaning even in 3G networks, you will reach up to 42 megabit per second. You have Wi-Fi N, but without 5 gigahertz support and no Wi-Fi AC. But we have Bluetooth 4.0 and NFC, of course. Last to know is you do not have any LED for notation annotations or something like that here on the front side. You do not have any headset in at least here in Germany, Europe. No headset in the package. And coming to this one is the last thing I wanted to show you right here. This is a pre-installed coming out of the box Android version. At the moment it's 4.4.2, as you can see. Of course, it's not 5.0 Lollipop, but I have expected at least 4.4.4. So now again, this argumentation, is this okay or not? On my decision, I would say yes, because you can do everything you want to do with 4.4.2, you can do with 4.4.4. There's no differences in features that you couldn't do anything with this version you could do with a new one. The only thing is, of course, the security argument. That, of course, in 4.4.4 you have closed some, or Google had closed some security problems that are still existing on 4.4.2, but on the other hand, you can of course get one of the tons of the security suites in the Play Store. Some are for free, some are for 2, 3, 5 euros at least per year or something like that. Not that expensive. So yeah, I would suggest to have even if you have the newest Android version or other platforms, I always would suggest to have installed a good security suite. That the best you can do. And in normal, regular cases, if you do not any banking or high security risk apps, I would not suggest to do. But for us normal people, I would say I would use it without any problem, but always have that security suite. Yeah, for the third time, I hope you got the message. Sorry for that, but that is a discussion I have had often, so I had to do that again here in English to have that spoken out. I hope you got that. Yeah, sorry for that. Preaching must be sometimes. Yeah, I hope I could help you a little bit for your own buying decisions with the Alcatel One Touch Hero 2. Thanks for watching, and please be so kind to recommend my channel, to subscribe to it. Thanks for that in advance, and take care. Bye.